Hello, ladies and gentlemen. GreatTaz here once again with a replay from the world of tanks. And in this replay, we'll be watching myself, Malstroni, and Spy Killer, all from Gone. Primarily from my point of view, as I play the AT7 on Ruinburg. The AT7 is a nice tank. Out of all the tanks, oh no, this is not the AT7. Oops, AT7. Excuse me. The AT7 is a nice tank. It does have some weak points, like the gun port, the machine gun port, the commander's hatch, and the two machine gun hatches on the roof of the tank. However, this tank excels at firing around corners, preferably left corners. By doing this and working with your sniper mode and third-person mode views, you can actually get into a position where that all you really are showing is your barrel of your gun. So you can block a lot of damage. You show the barrel of your gun and your right track, because everything's on the right of your tank. As you see here, I come down the one line and get into a position to actually spot, view, and do some damage all down here along this corridor. I don't see anything initially, so I'm going to move around. Here I see the A40 and the KV3. We're just going to slowly take care of this A44. As you can see, he decided he wasn't going to move, which is not always the smartest thing. Alright, KV3. Now he's going to shoot at me. I took some damage there. I wasn't fully behind the wall that I could do. So now we're just going to take care of him by shooting, you know, him in his weak point and giving him a stronger armor. As you can see there, the T-34-85M is using us for armor. It's always a fun thing to do. And as you can see, as I'm we're sitting now, we've already blocked 690 damage and done 1100 damage. And only had one round that penetrated, and that was the very first round from the KV3. So, as you can see, using the AT7 as I am, I get really good blocking. I get some decent damage, and all that stuff. And I'm only sitting here because, you know, it gives this corner. Now, I don't really want to push around this corner too far, for the simple fact that if I get out too far, then the KV, here we got a 37, T-37 light coming over here. I don't know what he's going to do, so let's peek around. You can see the KV3 has moved. Taking some shots here. I have the 3485, which is not going to do anything to help protect me. See, the 37 got around my side, but once you get your butt up against the wall, you have a great advantage. It gives them only one spot, and you can see, unfortunately, here, that our own teammate did damage to us. 166 damage, which really sucks in the long run. So, you see I'm calling for help because I am really weak. I got 17 hit points and stuff like that. And someone's trying to figure out who said what. I'm still trying to peek around here enough to take a shot at the KV3. I had to rush that shot because he was already looking at me, and I didn't want to freaking die. As you can see now, the E4 here. This is going to be a little more difficult to pen. He has better pen than the KV3 and better armor. As you can see, Monostroni is already clicked in defeat, and now Spy Killer is attempting to save his own butt from a T-29, which he gets the killing shot on the T-29, and I take a shot on the E4. So now, really, all that's left is the Arty, the M12, and the E4 here. And at this point, this game is pretty much a win situation. Um, Spy Killer takes a shot and does damage, and the Scorpion G comes around and finishes him off. So, for in all ending purposes, I got 2 kills, did 257 damage, and blocked 805. Plus, had 69 damage from assistance, which is probably most likely a track, if anything. And as you can see, if you look at the tank here, you can see where our 3485 shot us, and you can see where our first shot the KV3 took. You can see the 2 shots from the T37, its low gun, and you can see where another shot in the front, which was also from the KV3 using APCR or gold rounds, pen the tank. Now, gold rounds will pen this tank, and it seems now in the meta of the game, everybody and their brother is basically using just that, nothing but gold. And I really don't understand why. Because if you stop and take your time and aim just even 2 seconds for a weak spot, and even if you're using the penetration indicator, you get a green spot, you fire there. Yes, you have the random number generator, which has a possibility to throw your shot awry. It happens. It does. But as you can see, we won this battle 15 kills to 6. And it was a pretty good battle overall. So now let's go take a peek at the stats here. And with that, as you can see, I got a 2nd class badge, Duelist, and Fire for Effect. Again, as I've said before, 2 of the easiest badges to actually end up getting. All you have to do is do some damage. And damage comparable to the amount of hit points of your tank. Fire for Effect's not attainable in an SPG because, you know, like the top SPG has like 600-700 points of damage, and when it fires 2 rounds and does 800 points of damage, it's overly simple to get. And Duelist, you know, if someone damage you, damage them back. So that's the big thing. The big thing here is going to be Spartan, which I bounced that 1 round of the T37 there at the last second, with only having 17 hit points, which is a real good thing because it allowed me to also kill the T37 and then come around, put a couple rounds into the Super Pershing. So as you can see, sometimes, and that is all based off of, really boils down to RNG, whether you get lucky or not. It does deal with somewhat of being able to angle your tank and knowing the penetrations and or armor values of the vehicle shooting at you in the vehicle you're in. So let's get on with this. As you can see, we killed the T-37 and the KV-3. Block damage from them. There's the 1 ricochet for 115 points that came off the T-37 and was what gave us the Spartan. The T-37 had done 2 damaging shots to us prior to that, maybe 3. It did do a critical to the damage, killed him, and did 377 damage. We literally killed the KV-3 all by our lonesome, did 1,208 damage. He didn't have much left. Damaged the Super Pershing and did 3 damaging shots to the A44, and you can see where we blocked our 805 damage. And the net credits I earned was 38,913 and earned 2,735. Now this was all while trying to do the 183 grind, and so I was running reserves with this game. As you can see, the gross credit value is 60,984. As you can see, I did top damage, but I still didn't do enough damage. I needed another 500 damage to get high caliber, and as you can see, I did almost 1,000 more damage than any of their top 3. So, and almost you know, I did another 600 more damage than our other top player. So as you can see, you get these sometimes. Some people who don't get any damage in, um, which kind of sucks. The opposing team had two, and that really hurts a lot. Because if they could at least got another 200 points of damage, the battle wouldn't have been really no difference, but we would have probably had maybe one less tank. And it's just a little bad play there and overall. As you can see here, I fired 14 shots, 14 of them hit, tail pen, which is really good. A 14 out of 14 for 12. That's a really good. And I didn't use any gold rounds. As you noticed watching through my play run, I used 0 gold rounds. Everything was shot into weak points of every tank. The only one that wasn't for sure shot into a weak point of a tank was the last shot that took out the KV3. As you can see, the damage was 2,481. I received 7 shots, 4 of them penned, 3 were non-penetrations. I blocked 805 damage, and I had 69 damage due to assistance, and I really didn't travel that far because I didn't really have far to travel. On Ruinburg, you don't. I received a total of 38,319. As you can see, 38,913 was the base, and this was the gross after everything else. I had 20,000 from personal reserves. I got compensation of 1.7 thousand because of the 3585M. So like I said, my gross pay was 60K, almost 61K. And then I came out on top with over 42.5K because I didn't use any gold rounds, and the tank isn't really overly expensive to repair. Base experience was 889, which ended up with a second class badge. Because of the 183 grind and the time of this, I've been pulling the 183 and everybody grinding to get to it. It's everyone's playing it, so it made it a heck of a lot more difficult to get an ace badge in this tank. And that's like these mastery missions that they're doing. It's really hard to get it because you got a lot of people fighting to get it, and then it gets set really high, and it's really hard to get to unless you got a really good RNG and a really good team, and really everything just falls right into place. My credit experience I earned was 1,334. Again, I was running a personal reserve, which doubles my experience. So, and then I got 67 for being in a platoon. For my total of 2,735, I received 66 free experience, which is always good. I wasn't running a free experience reserve at that point in time. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how the AT7 can be a very dangerous tank. Going around left-hand corners. As I literally held the A44 and the KV3 off, literally did the majority of damage to the both of them, 678 to the A44 and over 1,200 to the KV3. The AT7 is, my opinion, a dangerous little tier 8. Its drawbacks are it's slow, and it does have the weak points on its roof. So it makes it, if you get out in the open, you're kind of screwed. If you can't get around the right side, a left corner, be able to come around a corner via the left, so you're only poking out the right side of your tank, you're kind of screwed. So in the long run, the AT7, I think is pretty decently balanced. It'd be nicer if it had maybe 1 or 2 kilometers per hour for top speed when you add the upper tracks, but that's another part with the whole AT lines. You add new tracks, you get no more speed. All you do is get load, increases your load level. So with that, I will say this. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. That would be great. On that note, if you know anybody who might learn something from this video or be able to take something away from this video, send them the link and let them see that it's a really good thing to get more people to on subscribers, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to end up in the long run do different games, but my major game I play right now is World of the Tanks, and time I have to do replays is of World of Tanks because it doesn't require a lot, and I'm trying to work to get a few more better pieces put into my computer so that I could actually do more things.